Okay, good evening, and welcome to Iyun with Benzion. We're discussing Daf Ayin Dalid now, 74 in Yevamos. The Gemara on Ayin Dalid and Beis makes a categorization, three categorizations. It says that when a person comes in contact with Tuma, or if he has to bring a korban, either a zav, three re'ios, or metzora, muklat, or she's a ledes, so she has to bring a korban. Um, so when they go to the mikvah after 7 days of Tara, so then they right away they can eat Meiser Sheni after the mikvah. They can't eat Truma. Once there's Herav Shemesh, once there's Seisach Chavim, the Gemara says in Brachos not base, then they could eat Truma. And then they can only Kodshim, Korbanos, after the Korban that they have to bring is brought the next day. Three different halachos. The Gemara discusses it at length. Just to give a little svara, a little understanding of what's going on here in the Gemara. If you think about it logically, that we're talking about Meiser Sheni, Truma, and Kodshim. The person now is Tameh, right? The person was Tameh. When a person becomes Tameh, meaning think about like a person who was a garbage man, let's say, for example. They touched a lot of disgusting stuff, garbage. This person touches sherets, came in contact with a mace. He had saras. He had emissions coming from him. He was tumah. He was involved in disgusting stuff. The Torah is telling you now and preparing you. You want to eat certain foods. Now these certain foods have kedusha. Ma'is sheni has kedusha. Truma has kedusha. Kodshim have more kedusha in ascending order. So basically, the idea is, just explain this idea a little better, is that Meiser Sheni generally is things that come from Peiros and Irakos. It does come from Dagon also, but Meiser Sheni is basically a person's own crops. That's what it is. During the third and sixth year, instead of giving it to Aniyim, which you do the first, second, fourth, and fifth years of Shemitah, those years you take it to Yerushalayim. You eat it in Yerushalayim, that's Kedusha. Usually it applies equally, not just Truma Midoraisa, according to Larisha, only applies to Dagon, Tarish, Yitzhar. Truma is not yours. You give it to the Kohen. Meister Sheni is yours. You're the person who grew it in your field. It's basically Peros and Yerakos. It applies to all fruits and vegetables. It's a snack. It's fruits and vegetables. These are snacks. Fruits and vegetables are not meal type foods. It's your own personal food. So all you have to do is take a shower, take a bath. That's what a mikveh is. A mikveh really, it's a ritual bath. It's a bath. You have to cleanse yourself, right? When you cleanse yourself, so you're prepared now to eat fruits of Kedusha. You're supposed to eat them in Kedusha. Anytime it refers to Kedusha in the Torah, people like to refer to Kedusha as being detached from Gashmi, detached from physicality. But I think it's the opposite. Kedusha, like Mesilas Sharm says, it's now that you can enjoy the physicality even better on a higher level. You prepare yourself. Right? When you're doing disgusting stuff, you take a bath, you clean yourself. You wanna, meaning the idea of eating in the Torah, I think, is based on Epicureanism. You know what that is? It's philosophy in Greek. The Torah wants you to benefit from this world and wants you to enjoy this world, but do it with the proper manner. Do it with etiquette. Epicureanism, that's where you get the word apikoros from. I will discuss that at a different time. But Epicureanism, he was a Greek philosopher, 2nd century BC, 3rd century BC. That's what he believed in. He believed that you're supposed to enjoy the world. Just do it with proper manners, proper etiquette. So you're involved discussing stuff. You want to uplift. You want to eat food, holy fruits and vegetables, holy snacks. So you take a bath. Now, Truma is given to a Kohen, who's exalted status. It comes primarily only in HaTorah from Dagon, Tarash, Yitzhar, meaning from grains, let's say from bread, or tirosh, which is wine, which something would accompany a meal. Yitzhar, olive oil, things you dip your bread in, let's say. It's a meal. It's a meal that you eat, so you need more etiquette for that. So you'd want to not just take a shower, you want to wait till nightfall and have romantic dinner with candlelight. You can't see so well after it's dark, so you want to have your meal, you have to have more preparation for it, more candlelight, romantic dinners after dark. It's a higher level of eating. It's a meal. You want to prepare for a meal of Kedusha, you need more preparation. And Kodshim is the good stuff, really, karbonos, but we're talking about, rib steaks and lamb chops and these types of things. These are things you need. You can't just go take a bath and start eating lamb chops. You can't do that. You have to take a bath. Then you have to have a nice dinner to fill you up. Basically bread and dips and things like that. The next day, after you bring your korban, so then you've had your preparation. You've had a snack. You've had your meal. You had the stuff that's sustenance that's filling you up. Now you want to go ahead and have your main meal, right? Your main dish, the meats. You want to have the meats, which is, the bread is to fill you up. The appetizer, let's say fruits is for an appetizer. You have your cantaloupe for the appetizer. Then you have your breads, which is an appetizer. Usually breads are given as an appetizer. When you come to a fancy restaurant, they'll give you breads and dips and things like that. And then the main course is when you eat your meats. Then you have to wait till the next day to bring a korban. You can't just rush into it. You're already telling me you're disgusting. You have to etiquette. You have to provide a higher level of yourself, higher manners, and in order to enjoy that food. It's about enjoying it. You're not going to enjoy it without the etiquette. You don't enjoy it the right way. You don't enjoy it. That's where human beings. We're elevated from animals. We have the ability to do it in the proper way. The usher, not just told, the usher to do it in the proper, fair way. Be elevated human beings. So therefore, the next day, you have your big meal, and you bring out the lamb chops and the rib steak, but only after you had first a ritual bath, then you had your candlelight dinner, and then the next night you're gonna sit down to a fancy rib steak, because you were disgusting. You're involved in tuma and the garbage. You have to. It's a gradual process, and it's part of etiquette, Jewish etiquette, and that's part of the Torah. And that's what the Torah wants. Hope you enjoyed. See you next. God, coming up next.